welcome back to the Friday channel. Today I'm going to be doing a sewing hack video on the brand new Bernadette skirt pattern. I'm going to be showing you how to create a button up front and to omit the side zipper, and then I'm also going to be lining it. So depending if your fabric needs to be lined, you can either obviously line it and do the button up front, or you can just do the button up front part of this tutorial. And if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get straight on into it. The first thing we need to do is add some extra fabric to the front pieces. Instead of cutting it on the fold, you want to place it on a fold of fabric, and we're actually going to cut two mirrored pieces, adding on 6.5 centimeters to the center front. This then creates two side fronts of your skirt rather than one big piece. You can see here I'm adding a rectangle onto the center front, and then I'm cutting out two pieces so that we have two side front pieces. I'm then marking on my pleats, and then I turn the fabrics around and mark the pleats on the other side as well. The rectangle that you will add becomes the button placket, and then you want to repeat this process for your lining fabric if you are also lining your skirt. You don't need to if you are using a medium weight woven, but this was kind of a lightweight fabric, so I needed to line it. Then we're going to repeat the process with our facing front piece. Fold it in half, and we're going to add on that center fold, we need to add 1 centimeter, which will become a seam allowance. Here in this clip, you'll see that I'm adding 6 centimeters because I got my calculations wrong, and I thought that this would also need to have that added placket on it. It actually doesn't. It only needs to have your centimeter seam allowance. Cut 2 of those, and then the back as normal. And then here you can see that I have my lining and my outer fabric with the darts sewn. So I've just followed the instructions in the pattern to sew my darts. Having learnt from this make, what I should have done is actually sewn my side fronts to the back first on the outer and the lining, and then attach them by basting it at the waist seam. You can see here that I've done that individually on my side front pieces, and my back piece I just pinned them together and basted it at the top on the waist. Here I am putting the outer and the lining pieces together, and then I'm actually creating those pleats with both pieces together. So if you're lining it, you want to do your pleats with both layers. Then it was time to do my side seams. So if I'd done my side seams earlier, you wouldn't have seen the seam on the inside of the skirt. It would have been encased within the outer and the lining, but lesson learned. So here I'm just doing my side seams now that the pleats are finished and the darts are finished. Sewing those front pieces to the back piece, creating a side seam, and then I just finished that edge with an overlocker. Now it's time to create that button placket. So you want to mark in 6.5 centimeters, which is what we added. Use a fabric pen or something of the like, and then we are going to fold in the outer edge by 1 centimeter and press, and then fold in again, matching up that new pressed line to the drawn line that you have created, and that creates a lovely button placket. Pin that edge, and then you want to top stitch it on your machine close to the edge. It's then time to add on your facings. So sew your side front facings to your back facing pieces, right sides together at the small edge with your usual 1 centimeter seam allowance. And then once that's sewn, iron those seams open, and then right sides together, match it up with your skirt waist seam and pin those together. The side front of the facing, you want to iron it under 1 centimeter, as you can see here, and match it up with the placket edge. When you sew, you want to make sure that you keep that folded edge intact and stitch from the waist all the way around to the other side of the facing. Once the facing is sewn, you'll have something that looks like this. So you want to press the seam allowance up towards that facing, and then you will fold the facing over to the wrong side, and we are going to top stitch it in place. So you need to have that side front of the facing folded under 1 centimeter, and then the rest of the facing also folded under 1 centimeter. I should have done that in a previous step, but I didn't. So then that will be top stitched down. Here you can see that all ironed and it looks lovely, and then we're top stitching that down. It's now time to mark on where you want your buttons and your buttonholes, and I am using this really handy buttonhole tool. I'll leave it linked below, it's just from Amazon, but yeah, it's so handy to get those even buttonholes where you want them. Sew your buttons on with your machine and sew on your buttons, and then you have your finished Bernadette button-up skirt. And here is the finished skirt, guys. I hope you like it. I'm styling it with a little Bernadette bag from one of my previous Bernadette skirts that I made. So wearable, and if you don't like zippers, then this is for you. I hope you enjoyed seeing how to create a button-up front Bernadette skirt. It's a lovely tutorial if you're still a little bit intimidated by zippers and you just prefer that kind of button-up front style of skirt. Really straightforward and easy to achieve, so I hope this video helped and that you're able to go ahead and make your own button-up skirts using the Bernadette skirt pattern. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!